Hello, hello, hello. What's up, YouTube? Ryan back today with another minor league video. It's not really a sports card video today. We are breaking down the top 100 from Baseball America. They just released their 2022 top 100 list, and we're going to go through it for the first time here today. I will say I scrolled through this very quickly last week. I didn't break it down at all, didn't put any thought into it. So I have technically seen the list, but as I just scroll to the bottom right now, I just completely forgot about it. So there is so many bold predictions in this video, and I'm switching it up today. I wanted to do a live stream on the YouTube so that, I'll be honest, I don't want to edit a 60-minute video. Like when I do these, it's about an hour video. It takes me about another hour to edit it. I just want to do a live stream, and we can just talk about it together. And honestly, I think it'll be more effective as far as breaking down these players because it can be an hour long. Like, it can be 2 hours long. It can be 3 hours long. I just want to try it out, switch it up a little bit. I will be doing a little bit of chatting with the chat. So I see Ary's here, Not Zap's here, my brother's here, Taylor's here. Like, what's up, everyone? But I am going to not be talking to everyone or replying to every comment. At the end, I'll definitely talk more, but I do want to get through the list. So please do understand that. And then at the end, I might end the stream and then restart it. So like it cuts off appropriately. I don't know if you can edit it out or not. Maybe Rick can help me out with that. But what's up, Mike? But yeah, we're gonna go through this top 100 list from Baseball America. It is very, very odd. Like, it's crazy. Like, it is the most mixed up list I've seen in a while. There's a lot of players, honestly, I'm not even familiar with on this list. So we're gonna be learning a little bit as we go. So super excited. What's up, Slaughter? What's up, Aiden? Yeah, Rick, I'll give you mod real quick. Cool. All right, so let's start this out, everyone. We're going to start at number 100, Gabriel Arias. I don't hate that he's in the top 100. If we click on him here, we're going to open this up. He had a good year. Batting average is okay. 284. I mean, it's pretty solid, especially for a 21-year-old in AAA. 13 home runs. Love the power. He hit 17 in 2019 as only a 19-year-old. Decent on-base percentage, 348. Would like to see him walk a little more, but I don't hate that he's in the top 100. 802 OPS. You know, it's just okay, but he's still a young kid in AAA at the end of the day. He's only 21 years old. I don't hate that he made the top 100. Ryan Pepiot. This is someone that actually dropped a little bit this year. At 99, a lot of people had him in like their top 50 on some of the other lists out there. I don't know where he's going to end up in 2022, but yeah, he struggled this year. He wasn't there all year. He only pitched 41 innings, but he struggled in AAA, 7 ERA. So I understand why he's still on the list because people were very high on him. I'm not as high as some people might be, but solid arm. I mean, he throws gas. He has a really good changeup. So he's got promise. What's up, everyone? How's it going? I'm gonna be talking a little bit during the live stream, but I'm gonna be focusing more on the list as we go. So 98, Colton Cowser, and this is one of the newer draft picks. Colton Cowser, I believe, what was he, like the 5th overall pick in this draft? And a lot of these new draft picks I am familiar with, but I don't have a lot of strong feelings for yet because we haven't seen him really play at the pro level all that much. So Colton Cowser is one of the guys we did see play a little bit. He played more than most. He played 32 games, and he absolutely raked. 375 batting average, 2 home runs, 490 on base percentage, 982 OPS. This is someone that honestly I would put higher on this list. If I was making this list right now, I would have him higher than 98 just for how strong of a performance he did have. He's a college guy, and he's a little bit older. How old is he? 21. So he's not even that old, actually. So 21, it's not bad. I think he's going to move up pretty quick, and he's definitely going to be a guy, like, that's going to be a big bat in that Orioles lineup. Colton Cowser's nice, though. I would have him higher than 98. Curtis Mead, and this is what I was talking about. There's a few guys they added on this list that I am not familiar with. So as we go through this, I know a lot about minor leagues, but there's some players I'm not sure who they are. It looks like this guy's been around for a while, since 2018. Last year in 2021, I mean, he only played 4 games, so 21's kind of, or no, he played right here. So he played a lot, actually. So I wish Baseball Reference broke it down a little bit more, but it looks like he did well in A ball, and then high A he did okay. 282, 7 home runs, 348 on base percentage. He did okay. I mean, that's nothing crazy for high A at 20 years old. He was really good in low A. He tore it up in low A, but nothing crazy there. I'm not crazy about him being in the top 100. I could probably find some better players to put there. Next up, Ryan Nelson, and this is actually a pleasant surprise for me as a D-backs fan. I actually have some of his cards, but I've never really thought much of him. But he balled last year. He did pretty well in 2021. He's 23 years old. He's a big, long, lengthy 6'4" righty that throws gas. 3.51 ERA in Double-A. His first time there at 23 years old. Not bad. Solid whip. Strikeout rate was very solid though. And let me just pull up. Actually, yeah, let me pull up his Baseball Reference really quick just to show you guys his combined numbers. That's the one thing I don't like about Baseball America. This is my first time actually using Baseball America. But look at what he did this year. In 2021, combined from high A and double A, look at the strikeout rate. 116 innings, 163 strikeouts. That's super impressive. Like I recently looked him up probably like a few weeks ago, and I noticed that. And I was like, wow, like that's awesome. So as much as I probably won't have him in my top 100, I would probably consider him now seeing that strikeout rate. That's really impressive. Audio not working. Can anyone else confirm that? What's up, Wyatt? What's up, T-Ball Tanner? What's up, JM? Zach? What's up, Mark? Heck yeah. I'm excited to talk to you all after I get through all the information. I'm going to try to go through that as quick as possible. I think we can just straight up talk. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay. My brother says audio is working, so we're good. Perfect. All right, 95, Kyle Harrison, another guy that I honestly, I don't know who this is. Left-handed pitcher for the Giants. As much as I do follow the minor leagues, there's a lot of guys that I don't know. He's 19 years old, so is this a recent draft pick? I wish they showed more information on him, so I'm going to have to... And this is why I wanted to do this live stream, so I could do this for you all, because I don't know all the information. So a third rounder last year. Okay, so third round last year, got it. 2021, 3.19 ERA. Solid first year as a 19-year-old. He was in low A, though, so I don't think you can really... I wouldn't have him in my top 100 from a low A season, like at all, in my opinion. I just wouldn't, especially from a pitching standpoint. I mean, low A, those are the worst possible hitters, right? Like, I want to see, like, extremely dominant numbers if you're going to be throwing a guy in the top 100 who's only pitched in low A. All Giants fans on him are high. Nice. And then back-to-back Giant here. Elliot Ramos. This is someone that I've been high on since 2017. This is someone I've been following for a very long time, and he has fallen off a little bit as he's gotten higher up in the professional ladder. This year, he did pretty good. I mean, last year, what I should say, in 2019, he fell off. And once he hit double A, hit 242. I do remember that. But in 2021, started off slow in double A, and they moved him up to triple A, and he actually did okay. 272. He doesn't walk a lot. The 323 on base percentage, I'm not a fan of, but he has crazy power. He ended up hitting combined 14 home runs this year. But he's a guy I think is really raw. I do think he's solid. I still think he's deserving of the top 100 just because his ceiling is pretty nuts. Like, some of the home runs he's hit are just absolutely crushed. And I think he won in spring training. He won like the Giants MVP. Like, he was the best player in that organization. Blake Walston, I do enjoy that he's here. Another D-backs arm. This is someone I was high on when he got drafted. I was very excited that we drafted him, but he still hasn't like lived up to it in my opinion. He did well in low A, but again, as a low A pitcher, you're facing the worst hitters you're going to face. As he moved to high A, he did struggle a little bit in his 11 starts, 4.1 ERA. Decent whip, only 16 walks in 52 innings, which I love. 57 strikeouts in 52 innings at high A. But I do think he has a lot of nasty stuff. I've picked up a couple of his cards. I hope he turns out, that's for sure. The D-backs, I would love for them to have a young lefty come up and succeed. His 2017 draft has turned out to be so weak overall. I agree on that. I agree. we haven't seen too much of the 2017 class progress very well. At number 92, we have Ronnie Mauricio. I like this ranking for Ronnie Mauricio. I think the last updated list that I reacted to had him in the top like 30, and I was like, that makes no sense. 92 makes sense for me because he does show flashes and he's athletic. He has literally, it seems like he has everything except for a good plate discipline, but he just hasn't put it together yet. Like, most of his season this year was in high A. He hit 242. He had 19 home runs, which love to see the power progression. Like, absolutely love that. But you just can't hit 242 with a 290 on base percentage in high A at 20 years old and expect to be like, have like so much hype, right? So pretty good. I'm okay with 92 on Ronnie Mauricio because, again, I do think he has a good ceiling. I think he has a good swing. I think he has everything there. He hasn't figured out the whole plate approach thing. Ramos is inconsistent but has tools. I agree. Jarren Duran at 91. I'm fine with it. If, like, I don't know, some of these lists, like Jarren Duran, I guess, is technically still a prospect, even though, he's probably going to start on the team this year. He ended up not doing very well when he got to the majors. He did really well in AAA this year as far as his power numbers, and getting on base was not bad. Like, a 357 line is not bad for your first time in AAA. He is older, though. He's 24 years old, so don't love that. He did hit 16 home runs in AAA. But once he got to the pros, as you see so many times, like, you never know when someone gets to the pros. 215 batting average, 241 on base percentage, 2 home runs. Like, he did do a couple cool things base running wise, I remember. Like, he is an athletic dude, plays good defense. Like, he can be a good player. Just, we'll see. I'm fine with him at 91, I would say. But, I wouldn't probably include him on my list anymore just because, like, I know a lot of lists have those players, but, like, since they're already in the pros and, like, probably going to stay in the pros, I won't have him on this. 90, Jose Miranda. I actually love this. Jose Miranda broke out last year. He's always been a solid hitter, but last year absolutely just crushed the baseball. And I'm going to pull up his baseball reference just to show this off here, just for his combined numbers. Look what he did this year in 2021. He's 23 years old, so he's a little bit older. He was a second rounder back in 2016, so someone very easy to forget about. Honestly, I wasn't tracking on him at all going into last season. But look what he did. 2021, played 127 games between AA and AAA, so he's in that elite level of play in the minor leagues. 344 with a 401 on base percentage, 973 OPS. He hit 30 home runs. So absolutely love that. I don't know. The year off, I guess he just went to work, but yeah, he figured something out that works for him. And that's what's awesome about baseball, right? Like, one tiny tweak can make you an absolute stud. And Jose Miranda, I love it. I would have him on my top 100 right now. 89, Geraldo Perdomo. I won't have him on my top 100 right now just because he's been very disappointing in my opinion. Like, the ceiling's there, but he just, I don't know. This year he was terrible. Like, they brought him up for the D-backs for some odd reason. Just because I guess maybe they didn't have anyone else to bring up at the time. Didn't do that well. 258 is actually surprising to me. I thought he hit like 220, but not a lot of pop this year. And that's a lot of things people were saying that he was going to improve on. The ceiling's there. Like, he did do good in his 3 games in AAA, but over 82 games in AA, hit 231. And I think it was like, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I think he didn't have like a hit for like the first 20 games or something insane. Like, absurd slump. 351 on base percentage. Don't hate, though, especially after hitting 230. So he did have 47 walks in those 82 games. That's pretty good. It's not like elite level, but it's not bad at all. I don't think I would have him in my top 100 right now, though. I'm just not super impressed with him. Quinn Priester I'd have higher. Quinn Priester, this dude is nasty. This is going to be a future Pirates ace. He has everything. Like, he dominated this year. He's only in high A, so I would like to see him do better at a higher level, but Quinn Priester, guys, he's definitely someone to look out for as far as the pitching standpoint in the minor leagues. Like, he's definitely one of the more promising arms. Like, over 20 starts this year, 3.0 ERA, 97 innings, 98 strikeouts. So, like, and honestly, he's not even like a huge strikeout guy. Like, he's definitely more, like, in my opinion, he's more of a pitcher than just someone that throws gas. Like, He's not there to try to strike you out. He's there to get you out, in my opinion, based off what I've been tracking on. Like, he is a good pitcher. I like Quinn Priester a lot. I think he's gonna be a stud. I wish they would have moved him up last year. I don't know why they kept him in high A the whole season as he dominated. Jason Dominguez dropping all the way to 87. This is actually surprising to me, and it's actually it's cool that I'm talking about Dominguez now, because I was actually talking to my wife's dad last night. He's they're Yankees fan, so he was brought up Jason Dominguez, and I was like, oh yeah, I mean, he didn't have that great of a year, but he's super young. Like, he was playing last year at 17 years old. He's 18 years old now. I mean, he had most of his time in Tampa in low A there, but he hit 258. He hit 5 home runs. He walked 21 times in 49 games, which isn't bad at all. Struck out 67 times though, so that's definitely his age showing, I would say. Just an absurd strikeout rate. But 346 on base percentage, 744 OPS is definitely not what people wanted to see. But when you take in consideration his age, like, I think he did okay. Like, I'm not mad at what he did. This is what I expected. At 17 years old, this is the season I expected out of Dominguez, and I would still have him in my top 100 because he is super young. Like, you can't hate on a 17-year-old. Like, that's literally a junior in high school playing professional baseball. Can't hate on that. Just trying to check out the chat really quick. Jose Miranda was legit. Perdomo up due to an injury, yes. Fellow D-backs fan. Hey, let's go. Dominguez, physical specimen, but is overrated. Yes, I agree. I mean, I don't want to say he's overrated yet because he's young, but he didn't ball out like you would see. Like, look up Juan Soto's minor leagues numbers when he was 17. Like, he was balling out. Joe Ryan, another Twins prospect here. I wouldn't have him on this list because he is up in the pros and he did fairly well, in my opinion. In his 5 starts, 4.0 ERA. And that's due to like one bad outing. Like, I watched Joe Ryan pitch. This dude's a really good pitcher. He got traded from the Rays organization. So he learned how to pitch through that amazing farm system in Tampa. And look what he did this year in AAA. In Durham, 3.6 over 12 starts. Like, that's solid. Good strikeout numbers, over 57 innings. He had 75 strikeouts. He has a really good changeup, very good changeup. And then, obviously, once he moved over to AAA for the Twins, he didn't, like, 2 ERA and 2 starts. But I think he has a lot of promise. I do think I don't know if he has, like, the ace stuff, just because, like, just physically, but he has really good, like, control. Like, I like Joe Ryan as a pitcher a lot. I think he's like a perfect, like, 2-3 guy in a rotation. Another Twins player, Jordan Balazovic. I'm not crazy about Balazovic at all. He's been on this list for a while now, and I mean, he's good, but again, he just hasn't performed that well at high levels. Like, he did great here in 2019 in low A, did good in high A as well, but we'll see. I'm just not there yet for him. Like, he did well, 97 innings, 102 strikeouts. Like, the strikeouts aren't crazy, but they're there. 3.6 ERA in Double A. I don't know. Maybe I just hate his name. I could be biased. But maybe. I do think the Twins develop pitching pretty well. Christian Pache, 84. Still have him on the top 100. I'm fine with it, but I won't even have him on my list. I guess he is a prospect because he spent all of his time in AAA. It's just another guy that, he's going to be a Gold Glove defender if he can figure out his offense, he'll be an absolute star. But his offense is in question 100%. He did pick it up a little bit when he got sent down to AAA this year. 265, 11 home runs, 330 on base percentage. I would like to see him steal a lot more. Like, he's so fast. He should be stealing like 50 bags a game in the minor leagues. But I get where his ranking's at. I'm not mad at him at 84 just because the ceiling is there. But he's definitely fallen off a lot. I used to be a lot higher on him, like a lot higher. Like, when he was in like the top 15, I liked him in the top 15, but he just fallen off a bit. Brandon Williamson, Mariners. This is a guy I'm not familiar with. It looks like he's been in the minor league since 2019. Did okay in this year. 23 years old, 3.48 ERA. Solid whip. 67 innings, 94 strikeouts, good strikeout rate. He's a big dude, 6'6", 210, lefty, so gotta love the tall lefties. I don't hate it. I just don't know a lot about him, but based off his strikeout rate, that seems like a deserving ranking to me. Joe Ryan was a steal for the Twins. I agree. Oh, like that trade for Cruz was perfect for them. Royce Lewis at 82. I wouldn't have him in my top 100 right now. I just wouldn't. He can't stay healthy. It sucks. I as a partial Twins fan, I'm a Diamondbacks diehard. My dad's from Seattle, so I'm a partial Mariners fan, and my mom's from Minnesota. I'm a partial Twins fan. I would love to see Royce Lewis figure it out, but he just can't stay healthy. He ended up tearing his ACL, didn't play this year. No, I won't have him in my top 100 right now. I just can't. Christian Hernandez, he was the top 5 in Bowman Chrome this year for 2021 Bowman Chrome. He's the Cubs prospect, big international guy. He's solid. I mean, I like him a lot. His ceiling's there. I can't argue with what he did this year at 17 years old. Hit 285, 398 on base percentage, 5 home runs, 30 walks in 47 games. And he stole 21 bags. Dude stole 21 bags in 41 games. So Christian Hernandez, I think the hype's there. I like his ranking. I might even have him higher just because I love that stolen base number on top of all the good stuff at 17 years old. But I'm fine with him there at 81. Ronnie Contreras. Ronzi Contreras. Right-handed pitcher. Not familiar. Again, I said before I started this list, you guys, I am not familiar with some of these guys. And I follow the minor leagues a lot. I'm constantly looking at stuff, and they threw in some guys I'm just not familiar with. So I'm glad I did this live so we can look at them together. 2021 looks like he played AA, AAA, and he actually touched the major leagues for one game. I know they pulled up people at the very end, so maybe he was one of the guys along with O'Neal Cruz. Got good numbers this year. Wow, 2.65 in AA, 2.45 in AAA. What's his strikeout rate? 54 innings, 76 strikeouts. Good strikeout. This dude's got good stuff. 6 foot, 197. What did they grade him at? 60 fastball. So it looks like he's just solid all around. Wow. Okay. I like it. I honestly didn't know of him. That's impressive. Love Christian Hernandez. Beautiful swing. Yeah, he seems legit so far, especially at 17 years old. Those are 17-year-old numbers. You're like, damn, that has promise. You compare him to Dominguez, and it's like, Dominguez didn't look too good. Hernandez is like, wow, maybe this dude is a little phenom brewing in Chicago. First Bowman Chrome Mojo. Nice. Very cool. All right, Jackson Jobe, 79. Okay, I'm not even going to open Jackson Jobe. He didn't play this year. Dude's a freak, has a crazy slider, 70 grade. It's like the RPMs are literally elite in the MLB right now, and he's a high schooler. Throws gas. I agree with him being in the top 100. 79 I'm fine with. We'll see how he does, but I do think he has the stuff. He reminds me of Cade Cavalli in the way that he just throws really hard and gets a lot of RPMs. He's going to have a high strikeout rate. I like Jackson Jobe at 79. Liover Peguero. I think people are really high on him. I don't think he's bad. I just don't think he's there yet. He's another one of those, what am I looking for? International prospects that they're aggressive. They're anytime I think of someone and I want to compare him to, Javier Baez sticks out to me. And Javier Baez is one of the most incredible players in the MLB because he swings at an insane rate and is still a good baseball player. It shouldn't be possible because then you get people like Liover Peguero who swings at everything. Over 90 games this year, he hit 270, which is not bad, but only a 332 on base percentage on hitting 270. You don't love it. 776 OPS. He hit 14 home runs, and his OPS was 776. I hate that. So I might have him in my top 100, but I don't think he cracks my top 80, to be honest. I think he'd be in the 90 range for me. Jordan Ventura 2.0. Oh, I love that. That's sick. Ellie De La Cruz up next. This is another guy I'm not familiar with. As I was scrolling through the list, his name stuck out just because it's a little unique. I'm excited to look at this here. Young guy, 2019, or he's 19 years old. Looks like he played in Dominican when he was 17. Did okay in the Dominican. Just okay. 1 home run when he was 17 years old. Decent hitting numbers. First year in low A at 19 years old, 270, 5 home runs, 305 on base percentage. Stole 8 bags, got caught. I don't know why he's here. I just don't. I mean, 6'2", 150. I mean, maybe they see him putting on a lot of weight and just performing better next year, but I won't have him in my top 100 with those numbers as an updated list. Like, no, not a fan of that one at all. Michael Bush at 76, I would have him higher. I think Michael Bush is very good. He's the Dodgers. I believe on the pipeline he's number 2 now. I think they moved who is it? Diego Cartaya ahead of him, I believe. But I like Michael Bush. Michael Bush is a good player. He's a little bit older. He's 23 last year, so he'll be 24 this year. So that does hurt him if you're like looking for his cards and stuff. He is an older guy, but he's good. He's a good player. 23 years old. In AA this year, 267. There's nothing crazy when you go about it, but he hit 20 home runs, and he walked 70 times in 107 games. Like 386 on base percentage. It fell off at the end of the year. He was like hovering above 400 for the majority of the season. But I do think he has a really good plate discipline. Like, if he ever hits, like, 280, 290, like, he's probably going to have over 400 on base percentage. I just like his approach. Dodgers are really good at developing hitting. Like, I would have him higher than 76 probably. I would probably have him, like, right on the verge of the top 50. His age does hurt him, though. I will say that, for sure. 75, Aurelvis Martinez. I don't even really have to go into him that much. I think he should be higher. I think his ceiling's crazy. 19 years old this year. He hit 19 home runs. Or no, more than that. It was way more than that. He hit like 28. Yeah, he hit 28 home runs between low A and high A this year. He did struggle when he got moved to high A, though, and you see that a lot of times with international prospects, in my opinion. As soon as that level steps up, they do tend to fall off a little bit. So I am curious on players like him and Marco Luciano, which I am huge on Luciano, but he did a similar thing, and I know he's going to be on this list, so we'll see it again. But he killed it in low A. 279, 19 home runs, 370 on base percentage. Like, he has a crazy ceiling, Aurelvis Martinez, but I'm curious. So I have to see more. I would probably have him higher than this just because of his ceiling. Max Meyer, 74. I would have higher on this list. I'm not crazy about lists that have pitchers, by the way, and hitters on the same list. I just don't like comparing them, but Max Meyer's a stud. Like, absolutely. Probably like him, Cavalli, and Detmers. Like, those were 3 really, really solid arms that came out of the draft last year in 2020 and just dominated in the minors this year. Like, very, very good. And Meyer, I think, was the most consistent of all of them. Cavalli led the minors in strikeouts, which didn't surprise me because he throws 100 with ease. And it's like perfect mechanics. But Meyer's so good. Like, he's really good. They drafted him. They thought he was going to be the most MLB-ready guy. And he's showing it. Like, just the numbers speak for themselves. Strikeout rate is similar to someone like Quinn Priester. I just think he's pitching to get people out. He's not pitching to strike people out. 101 innings, 113 strikeouts. But just so good. Like, so good all around. Love Max Meyer. I think, yeah, he's going to be really good. And he's just someone you look at and he's like, that dude's a good pitcher. Luis Matos at 73. I hate this ranking. I hate it. Like, why is he 73? Like, this dude is easily a top 50 for me. Like, probably a top 30 for me maybe now. Like, he is that good. He has proven time and time again that he can just hit, like, straight up. He's 6 foot 186. He looks pretty small when you see him on if you're watching any of the games, but the dude rakes. 330. He is in low A. I'll give him that. So maybe he can fall off if he gets against better competition, but he has not shown any weaknesses really yet. He doesn't walk a ton. Only 28 walks in 109 games, but 21 stolen bases. Love that. He hit 313. He hit 15 home runs in that little frame of his, and 360 on base percentage, like 853 OPS. Like, he does a lot of things well. 35 doubles. Like, he does a lot of things well. I definitely have him in my top 50. I think Luis Matos is a special type of player, and if he can develop a plate discipline, like, watch out. Luis Matos is really good. I think he's better than 73. I'm trying to catch up with chat again. I'm going to be talking a little bit. What's up, Dwayne? I'll be talking a little bit while I go through this list, but afterwards I'll be talking to you guys specifically. Oh yeah, Aurelvis's home run in spring training was nuts. Jeremy Pena, I actually saw a list that had him ranked 16th recently, and I was just like, why? I just don't get it. Like, I'm not crazy about Pena. I think he's a decent prospect. I'm sure he'll be fine. Seems like everyone that ends up on the Astros organization seems fine, but he's 23 years old, hit 287 in AAA, 10 home runs, 346 on base percentage. Like, seems like a good hitter, but like, no like elite anything in my opinion. Joey Bart 71. I'm not even gonna open up Joey Bart. He's getting to that point where he's too old now to be like in the top 100 for me. I'm not debating that he's not a good player. I think he's a very good catcher, very good defense, can call a good game. Like I do think he's the future catcher in San Francisco. With his age and just his offense in question, I'm not sure. I don't think I would have Joey Bart in my top 100 anymore. I was a lot higher on him when he first got drafted. I thought he was going to move a little bit quicker. Buster Posey retiring does help him out, though. I will say that. Corey Lee, Astros. This is someone that did really well this year. At least when he was in Double-A. 2021, Double-A, 254. When I was thinking of him, I guess he was still in High A when he did really well. 330 with 3 home runs, 400 on base percentage. He's a catcher, I believe. Yes, he's a catcher, which helps. So his hitting numbers are decent. So far in the minors, 273, 350 on base percentage. So like, I don't hate Corey Lee as number 70th overall. I don't hate it, but again, definitely it's fallen off a little bit with the better competition. Edward Cabrera, absolute stud. I'm not even going to go into him. I think he has everything to be an ace in the major leagues. If him and Sixto Sanchez figure it out together, the Marlins are going to be the most fun pitching rotation to watch. And then you have like Sandy Alcantara on top of that. Like those three could be the nastiest three in baseball if they figure it out. Like they all throw like 100 miles an hour. They all have disgusting off speed. Like that's going to be a fun rotation to watch. I feel like I've seen Joey Bart in the top 100 for 7 years now. Exactly. And again, if you guys are watching this on YouTube after the live, I am replying to the chat a little bit. So if you are wondering, that is why. This was a live video. 68, George Valera. I like George Valera. This is someone that I pulled one of his cards in like 2017 or 2018. And I think it was 2018, like Leaf Metal draft. And I was like, oh, this guy has promise. I do think he's good. I don't think he's 68 hype anymore. He's just like a good player. He does have power. Like, for example, he had 16 home runs in High A this year. 430 on base percentage in High A too. So he did do really well getting on base. He walked 55 times in 63 games. So really did enjoy that there. But when he did move up to Double-A. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad at all, but he did regress a little bit. Only 23 games, so not a ton of plate appearances. But I do like Valera. I do like him. I'm not sure if I have him at 68, but he can be a good player. He's a little smaller, a little bit on the smaller side too. But like when you're comparing these two right here, like Bryson Stott and George Valera, like I think Bryson Stott's way better. I'm going to show stud Edward Cabrera. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Where are we at? Bryson Stott, 67th overall on Baseball America's Top 100. I have Bryson Stott a lot higher, and especially after this year. He had a special season this year. This year in 2021, he started in High A, ended all the way up in Triple-A, and he got better the whole way. And we won't focus too much on Triple-A. He did hit 303 with a 439 on base percentage, but it's only 10 games. I'm going to focus mostly on his Double-A season right here. But look what he did. Like, Bryson Stott is a former first rounder for them out of UNLV. So he is a little bit on the older side. He's 23, but like, I think he's special. This is someone that Bryce Harper immediately when he got drafted, like kind of took under his wing. And I think that's going to help him out a lot and has helped him out a lot because he is very close with Bryce Harper. But 301 in Double-A this year, over 80 games, 10 home runs. He walked 35 times in those 80 games. Like 368 on base percentage. Not the greatest, not the worst, but like if you see at the other levels, like it was there. So, I mean, I like Bryson Stott a lot, especially I believe in the Arizona Fall League he raked too this year. Like, I just think he's a good player. I'm not sure, like, I'm not looking at him as like, oh, future Hall of Famer type of guy, but I think he's going to be like a 2-hole hitter in front of Bryce Harper. That's like really solid, like very solid. I like Bryson Stott a lot. The only thing I don't like about him really is his age. That's literally it. Brian Rocio, this is someone that I have been tracking for a while now too, and he kind of broke out this year. He had a very solid year this year. We're going to focus on his Double-A season. He started off slow, I will say. I was surprised when they did bring him up because he did struggle in High A a little bit. 265, 9 home runs, 337 on base percentage. For 20 years old, it's not bad, but as he got brought up, he got better. Like, you don't see that all the time. But at 20 years old, in AA, 293 batting average, 360 on base percentage, like 6 home runs on top of that, stole 7 bags. Seems like a good little player. And I think he fits kind of perfectly with the Indians organization. Like, there's going to be a spot for him at shortstop waiting for him when he's ready. I think he's a good player. He's a little bit on the smaller side, 5'10", 150. And to produce those power numbers, like, I love that because he's just going to get bigger. He's going to keep getting stronger as he ages. Oh, yeah, Trevor Rogers, too. That's a good point, Cedric. Trevor Rogers in the Marlins org. Like, oh, my gosh. That's going to be disgusting. Like, absolutely disgusting. Well, I like Stott, don't love him. I feel that. I understand. I just think this year he definitely stepped his game up a lot. Daniel Espino, good arm. Good arm, another Guardians arm. It's so weird saying Guardians. He throws gas, I believe. Yeah, 70 fastball. He throws really hard. That's the one thing I remember about Espino. But I think he's in the right organization. He has the skill set. He needs to put it all together. He did okay. 4 ERA in high A this year. Didn't play a ton. I guess he had 20 starts, so he did pitch a decent amount, like just over 80 innings. Strikeout rate's great, though. Strikeout rate is great, and this is why I do think he has the right skill set. 42 innings here, 64 strikeouts, 49 innings, 88 strikeouts. So, and in the right org, like the Indians have proven they're easily a top 5, maybe even top 3 for developing arms. Sixto, I don't even need to go into Sixto. He didn't play this year. He got, I believe it's Tommy John, right? Or was it shoulder? I'm trying to remember right now. I'm a huge Sixto fan. I should know this, but I just can't remember off the top of my head right now. I think Sixto is like copy and paste like Jose Fernandez. What Jose Fernandez was for the Marlins, I think Sixto can be for the Marlins. Like, dude throws like 102 miles an hour. He throws like a 94 mile an hour slider. He has one of the best changeups in baseball. Like, his changeup looks like a sinker, and it is so gross. Like, he might have the best changeup in baseball. It is so good, and it moves so much. It is ridiculous. I'm glad they graded it a 70. Honestly, I would grade it an 80. Like, it makes people look stupid. But yeah, Sixto Sanchez, I won't have him on this list. I don't really consider him a prospect. Like, I don't see him ever going back to the minor leagues other than like rehab, like assignments. But yeah, Tyler Freeman, 63. I don't hate this. I think Tyler Freeman is a very solid baseball player, like extremely solid baseball player. I think he's ended up playing probably like second base, for the Indians or Guardians, but he's just a good player. Like, hit 323 this year. He got hurt though this year as well, but he's been so consistent over his whole career. You can see 319 batting average, 380 on base percentage. That's just what he does. He's a good player. He's a good hitter. He's going to be like a leadoff hitter, a 2-hole hitter that just gets the job done. Very solid guy. I don't see him as like a high ceiling type of player for like power or anything, but I just think he's gonna be a really good piece in a lineup. And that's what you're kind of looking at with these prospect lists, right? Like, you're not looking for the next Babe Ruth every single time you talk about a player. Like, I like Tyler Freeman at 63. I don't think he's going to be like this crazy, like 40 home runs type player, but I think he's going to be a really good player. Like, I think he's going to stick around in the MLB longer than a lot of these guys. Nate Pearson, 62. I'm not going to talk too much about Nate Pearson. I like Nate Pearson a lot. He has some mechanical stuff to figure out. He has the stuff. He just has to work it out. I'm fine with 62 on him, but I mean, it is what it is. I think the Blue Jays should make him a closer. Tell him to throw as hard as he can for three outs. Devin Williams might have the best change. Devin Williams' changeup's disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Cole Winn, this is dude, the Rangers org, they have some good players, and Cole Winn's someone that this year he did pretty solid. He did really solid in Double-A. Yep, exactly. They have a couple arms in that org that I get mixed up. I think Hans Kraus is the other one that I mixed up between Cole Winn and him. But dude, yeah, Cole Winn broke out this year because in 2019 it was like 4.46 ERA. 2021, he's 21 years old now, so he has developed. Moves him up straight up into Double-A, 2.31 ERA, 78 innings, 97 strikeouts, like whip of a .82. That's the best we've seen so far. Like, love the progression I've seen from Cole Winn. Dude, the Rangers organization is going to be nasty. Like, I know it is. Khalil Watson. Where are we at right now? Yes, Khalil Watson. This is drafted. Shoot, where was he drafted? He was in this most recent draft. I think he was like top 10. Shoot. 16th overall. 16th overall. He's on the smaller side. He didn't play this year. Oh, he did play. Yes, he did. He came up at the end. I forgot. He played 9 games. And he did do well in his 9 games. It was just in rookie ball, so it's not like a huge deal. But 394 average, 524 on base percentage. Didn't hit any home runs, but he did hit some extra base hits in those 9 games. Really strong showing. It is rookie ball, and I expect these top picks to do really well in rookie ball, so we'll have to see more. I really like everything about Khalil Watson, except for his size. Like, his size turns me off a little bit, but because he is 5'9", 180, he's short. 5'9" is definitely short, but hell, Jose Altuve is going to be a Hall of Famer, and he's 5'6". So baseball is turning into a sport that if you do everything right, size doesn't matter all the time. And Khalil Watson, I mean, he is very impressive on everything except for his size. So I don't hate him at 60. I don't. I think the skill set is 100% there. Literally the only thing I don't like about him is his size. And then this is funny because they're right next to each other. Brady House is like the complete opposite. Like, Brady House, like, for me, my immediate thought process of Brady House was, I hate his swing. Why aren't they showing his stats? He definitely played. Like, his swing is a little bit goofy, but sometimes goofy works, and it worked for Brady House in his rookie year. He played 16 games, so he played a little bit more than most of the people that got drafted. But he did so well. He's 18 years old, obviously. 322 batting average, 394 on base percentage, 970 OPS. He had 4 home runs in 16 games. Like, the dude is freaky big. Like, he is built like a house. People, you're going to hear that for his whole career. But, like, literally, he's 18 years old. He's 6'4", 215. Like, the dude is massive. He's gigantic. My high school baseball coach coached him on the USA team, I think a few years ago now, but he posted about him saying that he's just special. So I trust my high school coach too. I liked him a lot. So we'll see. I don't love his swing. I think he needs to shorten it up a little bit because he obviously has the power, but it's like the complete opposite. It's like, hate his size, love his size. Absolutely crazy. My wife told me. It's facts. REA, facts. Yeah, REA, I talk to REA a lot. He DMs me a lot on Twitter. He loves Brady House's swing. And we definitely disagree the most there. But definitely seems like a special player. Like just, yeah, he's giant. I love it. Love the size. So Taj Bradley, again, another raised arm that has been disgusting this past year. This is someone that I actually came across a little while ago towards the end of the season. I was just like, wow, like, this dude is an absolute star. And again, he's young. He's only 20. I would like to see him move up. He'll probably definitely start in Double-A this next year. But look what he did in Low A and High A this year. Like, absolutely dominated. 1.76 over 14 starts and 1.96 and 8 starts at High A. Like, he didn't take a step backwards going from Low A to High A, and I love to see that. Again, it's hard to rank pitchers. It really is, especially at the lower levels, but he seems special. He seems really solid, and he has good stuff. Like, I mean, even right here, 60 fastball, 60 slider, like, definitely above average stuff. Owen White, yes, Dan said Owen White. That's another Rangers pitcher that I'm just like, Owen White, Hans Kraus. At least I think Hans Kraus is still in the Rangers org. I know they did some trades, so. And then the dude we were just talking about, Cole Winn. Like, those are the pitchers I just get confused with for whatever reason. All their, like, single syllable names. Gunnar Henderson. I don't love him at 57. I know a lot of people like Gunnar Henderson. A lot of people love Gunnar Henderson. He was the second round draft pick behind Adley Rutschman for the Orioles in 2019. And, you know, he started off really well. This year, he absolutely balled out, and this is where his hype really started, was in Low A at 20 years old, which is a little old for Low A, in my opinion. But 312 batting average, 8 home runs, 370 on base percentage. He did a lot of things right. And he definitely had a lot of opposite field home runs. Like, as I was posting my weekly recaps, like during this stint, he was always in my weekly recaps, and he was always hitting oppo tacos. Like, it was dope. But I do think Gunnar Henderson is the ceiling's there. But as, like, you can see, as he progressed this year. He got moved up. He played the majority of his season in high A. It just wasn't that good. 230 batting average, 9 home runs, 343 on base percentage, which I don't hate. He walked 40 times in 65 games. I like that. But I don't know. I don't even know why they moved him up to double A after hitting 230. But the talent's there. The talent's there. I would have him a little lower on my list for now. I do think he could be a good player, though, and a good piece in that organization. Vito Brujan, this is someone that a lot of people compare to Wander Franco. Like, very similar skill set, very similar size, switch hitter, in middle infielder. Like, everyone is like thing one and thing two with Vidal Brujan and Wander Franco. He's a good player, and I think that the Rays organization, like once Xavier Edwards, Vito Brujan, and Wander Franco, I think they're going to be the 1, 2, 3 in that lineup. I really do. Like, if they turn out, like, that's going to be a disgusting 1, 2, 3. That's just impossible to get out. Like, they're not, like, they're just going to be the annoying, just grinded out players that you just hate facing. But he's solid, like 23 years old. So I expect him to, he did come up and he struggled a lot this year. They only gave him 10 games, which I didn't love. Only 26 at bats too, so I didn't love that. They didn't give him like a real opportunity, but he struggled. But over AAA, and he fell off a little bit towards the second half of the season after he got brought up. But this first half, it was like insane. He started off one of the best players in the world for the first 3 months, I would say 2 months. But 262, 12 home runs, 345 on base percentage, like solid player. He stole 44 bags, like 44 bags. The dude has a crazy skill set. Like I said, they're going to be an annoying 1, 2, 3. Like, it's going to be ridiculous. Again, not a player I think is going to be like the next Babe Ruth, but a player I think is going to be a really good piece in a lineup. Like RA said, glad I didn't buy into the hype. Not high on him at all. Like, I'm not investing in Brujan either myself. I think he is a good player. I don't think he has that, like, he's going to be in the shadow of Wander Franco his whole career. 55, Oswald Peraza. This is a good prospect for the Yankees. The Yankees have some good middle infield prospects, and I think they're going to trade him. I think he's going to be a big trade piece if he keeps developing the way he has been. I don't see the Yankees looking at him as their future with Anthony Volpe in the same organization as him. They did trade Trevor Hauver, who they do have playing a little bit second base, so maybe they move him to second. But I do think he could be a good like trade piece for them. But yeah, he just did really well this year in 2021, and I'm gonna focus mostly on his high A numbers. I mean, let me just pull up his Baseball Reference. This website, this is the first time honestly I've ever used Baseball America, and their website needs work. It could definitely be better. Jung probably in low 20s or high 10s. I can't remember where he's at. We will get there though. He's definitely on the list. There's no way he's not. 2021, so he hit 297 with a 834 OPS, 356 on base percentage. He had 18 home runs too, so that's what surprised me this year. He had a lot of power because before, not a lot of power numbers. 2019 hit 4 home runs, like combined. 18 home runs this year. He stole 38 bases. I like Oswald Peraza. I think he's a good prospect. I think he fits perfectly in like what the Yankees like in a middle infielder. Like, he's like copy and paste of Gleyber Torres, in my opinion. So I like him at 55. I'm fine with it. Sorry. Shea Langoliers, 54. I like Shea Langoliers a lot. Like a lot. I think Shea Langoliers, he has a chance to have the longest career out of all these guys. And that could be a bold statement, but that's how good he is at defense. Like, this could be like a Yadier Molina-esque player. He's so good at defense. It's ridiculous, you guys. Like, we'll see if his hitting can hold up. And this year, his power showed up, which was huge because he's never going to be a guy that hits for average. He's just not. He's going to be a guy that probably hits between 240 and 260. But if he has power, you can do that at the catcher position. And he's so good at defense, you guys. It's ridiculous. Like, this year, 92 games in Double-A, hit 260 with 22 home runs. He strikes out a lot, which is fine. At the catcher position, you're not there to not strike out. Like, you're fine not hitting that great. And an 836 OPS, 338 on base percentage. Like, I do think Langoliers, I think he's gonna have a long career. I don't think he's gonna be a great hitter. I just don't. But if he can hit for power and play the defense he plays, like he's probably the best defender on in the minor leagues. Like him, Joey Bart's really good, Adley Rutschman's really good, but like defensive focus, like Langelier is probably the best. Henry Davis is really solid too, who just got drafted. Langelier is probably the best defensive catcher in the minor leagues. He's that good. Luis Campusano, he's good. I'm not crazy about him. He's another catcher though, and he does have the offensive upside that some catching prospects don't have. Like AAA this year, 81 games, he had 295, 15 home runs. He stole a base, which I don't even know why I included, but 365 on base percentage, 906 OPS. 906 OPS for a catcher in AAA. Like the dude has the offensive upside. Catching wise, he's all right. Like he's just okay, but he does that's the trade-off between these two people. Literally, it's like obviously the person that made this list favorited offense compared to defense, and like in my opinion, I would have it flipped. I value Shea Langeliers higher than Campusano because he's probably gonna hit for a little bit of power, but he's gonna play just like stupid good defense, and that's what you want out of a catcher. Like you can throw Shea Langeliers like 8th in your lineup, 7th in your lineup. Like he's gonna run into a ball and he's gonna just be a stud behind the plate. DL Hall, love DL Hall. He sucks. He got hurt this year. One of my favorite pitchers, everyone. One of my favorite pitchers. One of my favorite pitchers. My favorite pitcher is Grayson Rodriguez, which we'll get to because at this point, I think he's still the number 1 rated minor league arm. But DL Hall is someone I've been following since he got drafted. I think he's really good. And at first, honestly, I thought DL Hall was better than Grayson Rodriguez before 2018, 2019 is where I really got on the Grayson Rodriguez hype train. But this dude is special. He only started 7 games this year, and it sucks. But he did really well in those 7 games. 3.13 ERA, 31 innings, 56 strikeouts. He's just like look at his whip, really awesome. He's a goofy lefty that throws heat, and he has a lot of good movement. He's just very good. Grayson Rodriguez, DL Hall, so good. Mick Abel, hate this ranking. Hate this ranking. Hate this ranking. Hate this ranking. And no offense to Mick Abel, he hasn't earned number 51 on the top 100 yet. He just hasn't. He has the stuff. He throws gas. He has good movement. He just hasn't earned it yet. Like his strikeout rate was great. 44 innings, 66 strikeouts in your first season in low A. That's fine. But like one of the top arms, first rounder, drafted. I'm not 4.4 ERA in low A is not cutting it for me. You're not top 51 to me. Think he's a good arm. Think he can definitely get there, but he's not there yet. Matthew Liberatore, he's a good pitcher. He's an Arizona boy. I played against his high school over the summers. I didn't play against him though. He's a little bit younger than I am. He's a good arm. He's a good tall. I liked him when he was in the Rays organization, but he's with the Cardinals now. I do think he's going to be a big piece in their rotation. He's good. I mean, he fell off a little bit this year with the 4 ERA in AAA, but it was also his first time in AAA. Like he literally went from low A to AAA, and he held himself he did pretty well. And he's only 21. He's still young. 124 innings pitched, a lot of durability there. Only walked 33 guys in 124 innings, which is why I like him so much. He's just a good pitcher. I think he's going to be very successful with the Cardinals. I do think he would have been better if he stayed with the Rays just because they're better at developing pitching, but 123 strikeouts, 124 innings. He's a good pitcher. I'm fine with him at 50. Nick Gonzalez at 49. I would have Nick Gonzalez higher. I would. Straight up, I would have Nick Gonzalez higher. He is a college guy, so he's a little bit on the older side. I don't love that they kept him in high A the whole season. I wish they would have moved him up quicker. Kind of like what they did with Torque this year. In my opinion, Spencer Torkelson, yes, my favorite player in the draft. My favorite, literally one of my favorite players. ASU, watch him all the time. Love Spencer Torkelson, but Nick Gonzalez to me was just a step below Torque as far as just ability and what he did in college. And I wish they would have progressed Nick Gonzalez as fast as they did Torque. Torque, they literally just threw him in the double A and they moved him up to triple A. They're all right, you're getting through the minor leagues. You don't have a choice. Nick Gonzalez dominated. He did everything right in high A. They just didn't want to move him up. 302 batting average, 18 home runs, 385 on base percentage, 950 OPS. I don't know. I don't know what he didn't do to get moved up, but he's a stud. I really like him. He strikes out a lot, which is unfortunate, but you can clean that up. He walked 40 times in 80 games, which is not bad. I like Nick Gonzalez a lot. he's just someone that has never failed. Like, he was a walk-on in college. Like, he literally walked on and ended up being their best player in college. Like, I don't know. That's just one thing they say about him is, like, no matter what, like, he's never been bad. Like, he's just always been solid. I'm gonna say hi to the chat really quick. Mick deserves to be where he's at. Don't ignore the fact that he had to deal with robo umps. Yeah. I mean, I agree he has the stuff, but 4.4 in low A. I don't care if you have robo umps or not. I'm not saying he can't get there. I just don't think he's there yet. Started very slow. Yeah, he did start pretty slow. I will agree. He did start pretty slow. He turned it on in a huge way, though, Nick Gonzalez. Yuri Perez, where are we at? We're at number 48. This is another guy I'm not familiar with. I'm not going to lie. 18 years old in high A. He dominated. 2.86. He only 5 starts there. So we'll focus on this. In low A, 1.61 ERA, 56 innings, 82 strikeouts. Like, straight up domination. 0.95 whip, 0.73 whip in his 5 starts in high A. Definitely something like he has the stuff. Again, I'm not crazy about ranking pitchers high, like super young pitchers this high, especially, I mean, only 5 starts in high A. Don't love him at 48, but like, seems like his stuff's there. They grade him really well too. Oh, he's 6'8" as well, so holy crap. But 70 fastball, 60 slider. I mean, seems like he has the stuff, but again, would like to see more before they put him in the top 50. I think Abel would have been better suited for 75-90 range. I agree. Yes, and Nick Gonzalez won Cape Cod MVP, and that's freaking impressive. Austin Martin. I mean, Austin Martin was before the draft in 2020. People were saying he was going to go number 1 overall. He's the most versatile player, most talented, athletic guy in the draft. He's good. He's a really solid player, and he impressed me this year. And it's not just because he hit really well. He impressed me that he got on base a lot. Vanderbilt players, and I don't know if it's just a bias thing against Vanderbilt, but a lot of their players don't pan out. Some of them, the ones that do, are like super good, like super good, but a lot of the times they don't pan out for whatever reason. Maybe they just breed college stars in Vanderbilt, but he did well. He played both. He went straight to AA, which I think is good. I think that's where he should be at 22 years old. I love that they did that. And when he was over with the Blue Jays, he did really well. 281 batting average, only 2 home runs, so didn't show too much power. Stole 9 bags, which is cool in 50-60 games, but a 424 on base percentage. Absolutely love that. Like, insane. But mostly singles hitter, for sure. Only 14 extra base hits out of his 55, so definitely more of a singles hitter guy. And when he was over there, then he came over, he got traded to the Twins, switched it up a little bit. You never know when you get traded teams, and he still did well. 254 batting average, yes, but he still had a 400 on base percentage. Really impressed with that. He had 3 home runs, so his power numbers came up a little bit. He had 8 doubles in those 37 games, so 779 OPS. Not the best, but I did think he did well for his first time in AA, and first time in pro ball. I'm not super high on him, but as now he's a Twin, I'm hoping more hopeful because I can root for him. We'll see. I think he's a good player. 47's fine. I do love his on-base percentage. Michael Harris, 46. This is someone that did really well this year. Oh, sorry. Carson Fulmer. Exactly. There's players like Carson Fulmer. Michael Conforto was Oregon State. Who am I thinking of right now? Who else from Vanderbilt was super hyped up and didn't pan out? Oh, I'm thinking of someone specific right now. But then you have players like Jack Leiter, who he looks like he's going to be amazing. You have Kumar Rocker, who looks like he's going to be amazing. But who else? Walker Buehler, Vanderbilt, he was really good. There's just a few players, and I can't think of them right at the top of my head, that just had way more hype when they came out of the draft. All right, Michael Harris. I definitely think Michael Harris is a stud. He did really well this year. I loved how well he did. He did really good in 2019 in his rookie ball, and then he sucked in low A. But in high A this year, he did solid. 294, 7 home runs. He stole 27 bags, which I love that. I love when you can add stealing into your repertoire. 362 on base percentage, 798 OPS. Don't love all that much for how high they have him ranked. I probably wouldn't have him in the top 50, but I do think he's a good player. He's only 20 years old, super athletic. Like, I do like his ceiling. His ceiling can be really strong for the Braves. Matt Brosh, this is someone I learned on TikTok. Someone made a TikTok video on Matt Brosh, and it is super impressive. He has the nastiest slider in the minor leagues. It is crazy. What did they rank it on here? 70. Okay. It is crazy how much his slider moves. He is very impressive. And look what he did this year. And he's dominated his whole time in the minor leagues. He doesn't have a card either. I looked it up. He doesn't have any cards. This dude is super low key. Where did he get drafted, actually? What round did he get drafted in? I remember looking. I can't remember. Fourth rounder back in 2019. Drafted by the Padres. He's in the Mariners org now, right? Yes. But look how good he's done. Like, since he's been, like, I was floored when I looked him up with how solid he's been. And then this year, 2.55 in high A, and then in double A, 10 starts, 2.13, 55 innings, 80 strikeouts. Strikeout rate's nuts. Like that. Like I had a picture on my high school team that he reminded me of. It's just like all of his other stuff is like good, but then when he throws his slider / like my high school teammate had a curveball that was just disgusting. It was just like, sheesh. Don't make any sense. It makes sense why they miss it though. 44 Josh Lowe. Josh Lowe's a good player. Would I have him in my top 50? I'm not sure. Just because he is on the older side. He was drafted in 2016. He's 23 years old, but he's a good player. He's another good piece. Like, he's probably ended up hitting like 5th or 6th, I would think, in the Rays org. Just because they do have a lot of strong prospects and a good team. But he's a good piece. He's just a good player. He plays good defense. He hits well. 291 this year in AAA. He had 22 home runs, so the power threat is there. 381 on base percentage. Like, he stole 26 bases and got thrown out 0 times. Like, the dude is a very, very good player. He was a first-round draft pick back in 2016. So the hype is there for him, and the ability to live out that first-round dream is still there. Just took him a little longer. He struggled offensively until this year. This is like his real breakout, like 250, 260, 230, 250, 290. Like, that's a big difference. Like, very solid player though. Like, he's a player that he might end up just being like absolute star. Like, definitely, like I said, it's just one thing sometimes, and those players, like, it takes one swing adjustment, one coach telling you, hey, try this out, and like, they're just a different baseball player. That's how wild the sport is. I absolutely love it. Best sport in the world, by the way, because of things like that. Nick Prado broke out last year, like, completely. He was a former first rounder that definitely was not all that great. Like, rookie ball hit 250 and over 52 games. Low A hit 280, which was fine with 14 home runs. Like, did pretty good there. But then I don't know what it was with him and his teammate, who we might see on the list too. I would think MJ Melendez. Like, I don't know what happened in 2019, but like, they both hit under 200, and then they came back this year and just really did well. Let me pull out Prado's combined stats real quick so we don't have to think about it. He did really well between AA and AAA this year. 265 batting average, 385 on base percentage, 36 home runs, 98 RBIs. Like, he even stole 12 bags. Like, he had a very good year. I don't hate where he's at 43. Again, he was a first rounder. The hype is there. Oh, MJ Melendez literally right next to him. And we don't have to really go into Melendez either. It's going to be very similar. Like, terrible in 2019, and then MJ Melendez led the minor leagues in home runs this year. Like, both those guys, like, I don't know what they did, but that AAA team, that AA and AAA team for the Royals, like, they all hit really well. They all hit super well. They must just have good coaching down there. 41, Henry Davis. I don't hate this ranking. I don't hate Henry Davis being in the top 50. He was a number 1 overall pick. He balled out when he got the chance this year. When he played, he did play really well. Over 8 games, hit 308, 387 on base percentage. He hit 3 home runs in 8 games. Like, he showed that his offense ability is there, and he's really good on defense. His arm is probably right there with Shea Langoliers. Like, super good arm. Like, you're not going to steal on this dude. His only question is his offense ability, in my opinion, for Henry Davis, as far as hitting wise. He has good plate discipline. I'm not worried about him getting walked. Like, 4 walks in 8 games. Like, that's fine. Like, he's going to get on base. It's just how is he going to progress offensively? We'll see. But I do like him. I don't hate him at 41. I probably would have him a little lower for now. And again, with these draft picks, it's really tough because you just haven't seen a lot of them. But he's good. Miguel Vargas at 40. I would have Miguel Vargas higher than 40. Miguel Vargas has raked his entire time in the minor leagues. Like, ridiculous. Martin reminds me of Swanson, maybe a little better. I agree on that. Wait, what is this? JM, $2. You guys can donate? Is that even possible? JM, give me $2. Rasha Slider's the best I've ever seen. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I didn't even realize you could donate. I didn't set up anything. It's my first time ever streaming on YouTube, but thank you, JM. That's crazy. Thank you. I didn't know that was possible. What were we talking about? Miguel Vargas. So consistent, you guys. Look at what he's done over his minor league year. He's been in the minor leagues for a long time, or at least they've been tracking it for a long time. But really since 2018, he's gone through every team and system you could think of at this point with the Dodgers. But he's so good. Like just look at his totals. And we'll get into his AA this year. But 316 over 297 games. He had 32 home runs, 384 on base percentage. He's stolen 31 bases, only thrown out 6 times. Like, he's just a very good player. And this year, he just got even better. 321 at first time in AA, by the way. 321 with 16 home runs, stole 7 bags, like 386 on base percentage. Like, he's just a good hitter, and I know he's gonna kill my D-backs for a very long time. Like, he is going to absolutely murk my D-backs for a long time. He just seems super consistent. Like, I'm high on Miguel Vargas. I am. I think he has everything he needs to be successful. And he's on the Dodgers, who are very good at developing hitting. And, like, he's clearly already good at hitting. Don't hate on my man's Dan's. Oh, my goodness. He did. Dansby Swanson, okay. I am pissed the D-backs traded him still. Like, I didn't hate Dansby Swanson at all. I thought he was a good player. And I'm glad he has a World Series under his belt. I think he's a very solid shortstop. Like, extremely solid shortstop in the MLB. It's just, I'm pissed the D-backs traded him. I'm not hating on Swanson. I'm not hating on him. Jay with $5. Keep the content coming. Wow, thank you. I appreciate that, Jay. This is really fun, though. I haven't done this in a long time. I've kind of always wanted to do a live, but I think these prospect lists are like the perfect thing to do these lives for, because they just take so long. Like if I wasn't doing this right now, I would have taken an hour to record it. I would have taken probably 2 hours to edit it, and then it would have probably taken an hour or 2 to upload it. Like, it's like a 5-hour process when I do something this long. Where are we at? Brett Beatty at 39. I would have Brett Beatty higher. You guys, if you watch my content, you know I love Brett Beatty. I think he's one of the better hitters in the minor leagues, with a very high upside. He was a first rounder. He was drafted at 19, so he was older in high school. But he's always done his hit. He's done very well in high A this year. He dominated. 309 batting average, 397 on base percentage, 7 home runs. Like, very good time in high A. Gets moved up to double A, still does well. He started off slow in double A too, I will say. So him ending at 272 is pretty impressive. Had 5 home runs, 364 on base percentage. Like, I think he's very good left-handed bat. I love his swing. His swing is so short, and it provides a lot of power. He can go all directions. Like, I like Brett Beatty a lot. And a lot of people thought he was arguably one of the better bats in the whole 2019 draft class, which I don't disagree with. He has my favorite swing. Like, his swing is beautiful. Yo, let's just chill it with the drama, you two. We're just talking about prospects here. Thanks for doing this. Yeah, not always going to agree, but it's fun to hear other thoughts out loud. Oh, 100%. Everyone has different thoughts. Like, who knows? Maybe all 100 of these guys end up sucking. Like, there's a chance. Bobby Miller at 38. I think it's high. I think that's a high rank, but he's a stud. He's another Dodger that I'm really upset that's going to dominate the D-backs for a very long time. We'll focus on his high A season, 14 11 starts, 14 games, 1.91 ERA, 47 innings, 57 strikeouts. Like, the dude is a stud. 0.87 whip. Like, that's ridiculous. Moved up to AA. Did struggle a little bit. Only 3 starts, so we're not going to focus on it too much. But I do think Bobby Miller is really good. Very good. He was their first round pick in, what was it? 2019, 2020? I can't remember. I think 2020. Aaron Ashby, 37. Wasn't he on the Brewers? Yeah, he pitched in 13 games, had 4 starts. I'm not going to talk about Aaron Ashby that much. I don't consider him a prospect, but I do think he, like, what I did watch with him in the pros, I think he is good. This is someone I'll talk about, though. Nick Lodolo. Nick Lodolo out of TCU. This dude's good. He can, like, absolutely make you look silly. Like, he's a 6'6" lefty, throws out his sidearm. Like, if you're hitting lefty against this dude, it's going to feel like it's coming behind you. He did struggle this year in AAA, though, for whatever reason. He only had 3 starts, but he did struggle there. But in AA, dominated. 1.84 ERA, 44 innings, 68 strikeouts. Like, Lodolo definitely seems like he has the makings to be an ace. Like, arguably, like, top 15, top 10 arm in the major leagues if he does pan out. Like, he has everything. They really comboed up these teams in this list, didn't they? Like, Nick Lodolo Reds, Hunter Green Reds. Hunter Green's another guy. This dude throws, I think he topped out 104 miles an hour this year. He was originally a dual threat player. I remember when he got drafted, like, he was hitting home runs at the Red Stadium, like, upper deck. Like, the dude is extremely athletic. He has really good mechanics, which I love. Dominated in AA in his 7 starts, 1.98 ERA, 41 innings, 60 strikeouts. Like, and the thing that I like the most about him this year is he didn't walk a lot of people. And that's the key for Hunter Green. Because you can see as he got up to AAA, he was facing a little bit better competition. He walked 25 people in 14 starts, or in 65 innings, walked 25 people. Like, that's a high line. When he doesn't walk people, he's, like, almost untouchable. Like, I remember watching a spring training start of him on, like, primetime TV. I think it was against the Angels because Ohtani was pitching as well, I think. And I think he walked, like, the first 3 batters, and then he struck out, like, and then he gave up a home run. So I think he gave up a grand slam, and then he struck out, like, 3 more people. Like, 3 people in a row after that. Like, if he doesn't walk people, he's special. Nolan Gorman, I like him at 34. I might have him higher. I would have Nolan Gorman higher than Jose Barrero. So we'll see what some of these players are. And like Alek Thomas, too. I'd have Nolan Gorman higher than him. I think Nolan Gorman has more of a power threat than a lot of players on this list. Just ignore him. If he's saying weird stuff, just don't reply to him. It's easy. Just don't reply to him. I'm not banning anyone on my first stream today unless you're doing any just like ridiculous stuff. If you don't reply, who cares? If he says for the academy, who cares? Anyways, Nolan Gorman. I like Nolan Gorman a lot, and he did very well this year. He took a step back in 2019, which I didn't expect. Like, he came up his 18-year-old season and dominated. Like, 11 home runs in 38 games, hit 350, 443 on base percentage. Was huge on him after his first year. Then he took a step back in 2019. I don't know if it's tough to hit in Palm Beach or not, but he took a step back. He only hit 250, but then this year came back in a big way in AA and AAA. We'll focus on his AAA season just because there's more games there. 76 games in AAA this year for his first time in AAA as a 21-year-old. Like 274, 320 on base percentage, which I don't love. That's the only thing I don't love is he did not walk at all when he was in AAA, but he had 14 home runs. He had 14 doubles. Like, I like Nolan Gorman a lot, and if he figures it out, I think he's scary. Really good swing, too. Jose Barrero, loved him defensively. I went to a spring training game against the Angels in 2020, right before they canceled it for COVID, and like, he was the best player on the field that day. He made a crazy diving play. He had a home run. Like, he did everything right. And it sucks they didn't really give him a chance when they brought him up this year. They only gave him 21 games, only 50 at-bats. I wish they would let him go longer, but he did really good in AAA this year. Did really good in AAA and AA. AAA, 306, 392 on base percentage, 13 home runs. Like, yeah, he did really well. I didn't expect him to have that power this year. Alek Thomas, I like Alek Thomas a lot. I think he's a good player. Again, I don't think he has a high ceiling. A little bit on the smaller side. Power numbers are okay. He had 18 home runs this year, which has impressed me. I just don't think it's going to be consistent power. Like I see him as like a 15, 20 home run guy once he gets there, but like he did well. And we'll focus on his AA season. 283, hit over 72 games, 374 on base percentage. He hit 10 home runs. He walked 37 times. Like, I think he's a good piece for the D-backs. I really do. I think it's top of the order guy. Like, I really hope him and Corbin Carroll pan out. Like, they could be a good little combo. Nick York at 31, I would have higher. After this past year, I would have Nick York higher. Like, and I would have him at the top of the Red Sox organization. He should be their number one prospect right now. I love Tristan Casas. I think that's who they have at number one right now. Or maybe they have Marcelo Meyer there now. But I really like Nick York. What he did this year was super impressive. Like, stupid impressive. And he started off slow. Keep that in mind. He started off slow and did all this. 19 years old in low A, 323, 10 home runs, 413 on base percentage. They move him up to high A, give him the challenge, 19-year-old, put him in high A, 333, 4 more home runs, 406 on base percentage. Like, Nick York seems to be really legit. He has a really pretty swing too. Like, definitely one of my favorite swings behind Brett Beatty. Like, Nick York, I would have him higher than 31 right now. I know it's hard at 19 years old and only touching high A, but dude, I'm higher. I would have him higher than Marcelo Meyer and Tristan Casas, who I think we're going to see on this list still. What do you think about the Cardinals do with Gorman and Walker since they have Arenado at the hot corner? That is interesting. So Nolan Gorman, I believe, was playing some second base this year. I'm not sure what their plans are going to be for Jordan Walker, though, because he definitely, maybe first base. I know Goldschmidt's there, though, but Goldschmidt's more on the shorter contract. I think Goldschmidt only probably has like 2 more years on his contract, maybe 3. Jordan Walker's probably 2 years away from the pros anyways, so maybe that's what they do with Walker, but where is it? Defensive 2021. Yeah, he played 77 games at second base, and then he played 32 at third base, so he definitely seems to be versatile. Like, it seems like he has no problem playing second base. Robert Hassel at 30, stud. Robert Hassel is a guy that if he develops power, he's going to be absurd because he's so good at hitting. Nothing he did shocked me this year. He did struggle when he moved to high A, so we'll just ignore that for now. Again, only 18 games. He did have 78 at bats, but we'll focus on this for now. Over 92 games, 365 at bats, 323, 7 home runs, which is more home runs than I thought he would hit this year, to be honest. And then he hit 4 more. So he hit a home run. He hit 11 home runs this year. I did not expect that out of Robert Hassel. I see him as like a gap-to-gap line drive, like leadoff hitter, 415 on base percentage, and he stole 31 bases. Like, and combined for 34 stolen bases this year with 11 home runs, like, he has a lot of talent. He's pretty streaky, though, I will say. And I think maybe that's just what happened when he got moved up. He just hit the bad side of his streak, because there was 1 week or maybe like 2 weeks straight, I think he hit like 500. Like, definitely going to be an elite leadoff hitter. Like, I think Hassel, Abrams, Tatis, Machado, like that's going to be a disgusting 4. Like, that'll be a disgusting 4. Hassel reminds me of Yelich. I agree with that comparison. I like that. All right, Jordan Lawler. All right, I'm not going to try to be too biased here. Super happy the D-backs got him this year, by the way. Love his swing. It has like a DJ LeMahieu-esque to it, where he kind of inside out the ball. And I love that, because that just means he's focusing on being like I don't know. Anyone you see with that swing is just like a good hitter, and apparently he has a lot of power. So we only got to see him play in 2 games this year, so there's nothing to really compare to. I think the upside's there. It sucks, though, because he tore his labrum. Labrum is a tough injury to come back from, and he's in the D-backs organization. So with those 2 things going against him, he's probably going to be a bust. But I hope he pans out. I'm a salty D-backs fan. All right, perfect. We have Reed Detmers and Kay Cavalli next to each other. I like Reed Detmers a lot. I think they rushed him to the pros this year. Like, I don't know why they brought him up so quickly. I think it was dumb, because he did solid in AA. 3.5, 12 starts, 54 innings, 97 strikeouts, like crazy strikeout rate. And then he got moved up for 2 games in AAA, did really well, and then it brought him up. I thought that was dumb. I truly believe that you need to develop in the minor leagues. Like, it's like backup quarterbacks. Like, you draft a rookie quarterback, just let him be a backup for a little bit, let him learn, and then let him thrive. Like Patrick Mahomes, perfect example. Aaron Rodgers, perfect example. And then you get people like, who's like, shoot. There's so many of them. They're just terrible. Like this year, Justin Fields, like Trevor Lawrence. Like Trevor Lawrence probably shouldn't have got thrown straight in, even though I know he's number 1 overall pick. Like he was terrible this year. He probably didn't learn that much this year because he was running for his life. And like, that's how I feel for pitching and baseball. So like, you need to learn how to pitch against these higher levels. Like it's really hard to jump levels, and it showed once he got to the pros. Like he just didn't do well. So I hope they put him back in the minors next year to let him learn a little bit, because obviously the talent's there. Cade Cavalli, best mechanics out of the 2020 draft in my opinion. He throws 100 miles an hour, really high spin rates, led the minor leagues in strikeouts. I think Cade Cavalli's special, and I love his mechanics. Like him and Jack Leiter, like I get a little turned on when I look at them and I look at their mechanics. And Jack Leiter. Love Jack Leiter's mechanics. We'll get to him. Back-to-back Rangers. What do you know? They love doubling up these teams right now. Where are we at? York is top 25 in my opinion, definitely. And again, everyone, I'm not replying to every chat right now. I'm trying to get through this list, but afterwards we'll just chill. We will just chill after this. I might end my stream and then restart it, but just so it gets uploaded to the channel correctly. But Josh Young, 26. I don't hate that ranking at all. I'm higher on Josh Young than some. I just think he's been so good. For example, in 2019, came up, dominated. He dominated at Texas Tech, by the way. He was, I believe, the 8th overall pick that year in 2019. Then he went to low A, did pretty good. And then this year just smashed. Like, he was hurt to start the year, by the way. So he came in off an injury, played 43 games at Double A, hit 10 home runs, 366 on base percentage. So didn't walk as much as I would have loved, but he hit 10 home runs. I was like, okay, well, I can trade home runs for on base percentage sometimes. But then he got moved up to AAA, and he got comfortable. He got really comfortable. 348 batting average, 9 home runs. He walked 18 times in 35 games, which is way better. 436 on base percentage, almost 1100 OPS. Like, I think Josh Young's one of those special guys that if he clicks at the major league level, like, my vision for Josh Young is the Rangers organization's nasty. They're really young. Like, they're going to be super good in a couple years, and I think he's going to be the 3-hole hitter. I do think he's going to be their 3-hole hitter. And then now he has Simeon and Seager to like protect him a little bit, so we won't get thrown to the wolves as a rookie. He could win Rookie of the Year this year. Like, definitely has that potential. I'm super curious. Like, I hope he pans out, but we'll see. He definitely has the ability. Jack Leiter, don't need to talk too much about him. Amazing mechanics, throws gas, really good off speed. His dad's Al Leiter. Like, he has a lot of good things going for him. I think he's gonna be special. Like, I just don't see any negatives to him because he's good at everything. So as long as he can stay healthy, I just think he's going to be a stud. Jordan Walker at 24. That's pretty high. I don't know if I hate it at 24. I might have him a little bit lower just because I think there's some players that have proven themselves a little bit more. But Jordan Walker's a stud. You guys know I like Jordan Walker. He did really well. He killed it in low A. He was the best performer in low A probably ever from getting drafted. 374 batting average, 6 home runs, 475 on base percentage. Absolutely awesome. Then he got moved up. He started slow, but he ended up hitting 292, 344 on base percentage. So he got on base less, but he had 8 more home runs, like 317, 14 home runs, 388 on base percentage in your first year. Pretty nuts. Like, very, very strong candidate to be a stud. 6'5", 222. So he's huge. Again, his future in St. Louis, not 100% sure on. Because if Arenado stays there for a while and Goldschmidt stays there for a while, like, he's kind of out of luck. They're not going to have a spot for him. So I'm curious to see what happens. I mean, I hope Goldschmidt comes back to Arizona as a 38-year-old. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what their plan is for Jordan Walker, but I think he has everything in the makings to be a freaking offensive phenom. Jung and Seager on the left side is not good defense, though. Jung's fine, though, defensively. He's not, like, the worst defender in the world. I agree it's not, like, insane, but, I mean, people don't care anymore. People don't care about strikeouts or errors. Like, that's how they look at it these days. I agree, though. It's not the best defensive infield, that's for sure. Number 1 pick is always in regular Bowman, so I would think so. Yeah, Leiter will definitely be in Bowman this year. They saved a lot of players for this upcoming Bowman, so I'm super excited for it. I think that checklist is gonna be nasty. Diego Cartaya, catcher for the Dodgers. They moved him up all the way to 23, and I mean I can't argue it other than the fact he hasn't played a lot. He only has 80 games under his career. But he played 31 games this year in low A, hit 298. He hit 10 home runs in those 31 games, which is nuts. 409 on base percentage, 1023 OPS. Like, the numbers are there. The plate appearances in games aren't. Like, I need to see more. I don't hate the ranking because it seems like he's an absolute freak, but like he needs to stay healthy. He needs to play. Zach Veen at 22. I can't remember I ranked Zach Veen, but I love Zach Veen. This dude is special. He's a hard worker. I remember when he got drafted, he doesn't even play video games, which I know my friend Dan, I believe he's still in the chat, like has brought that up as like maybe he's like a psychopath and might like crumble if he ever ends up doing bad. But he just seems to have everything. He's in Colorado too, so he's gonna rake there. I don't think it helps his card prices that much that he's in Colorado because, you know, everyone hates on the Coors effect, which I mean, I think if you can hit anywhere in the MLB, you're a good hitter. Obviously, it's elevated in Coors, but I don't believe in the Coors effect as much as some people. Like Arenado went to St. Louis this year and hit 30 home runs. Like he was fine. Anyways, 301 this year over 106 games, 400 on base percentage, 15 home runs. He stole 36 bags on top of that. He did get thrown out 17 times, but hey, he's learning. He just has everything. He's a absolute stud. He was the second high schooler drafted after Robert Hassel in 2020. Tyler Soderstrom, a late first rounder. I don't love that he's above Zach Veen, but I do think Tyler Soderstrom's special. He did really well this year in his first year at low A, especially as a catcher. Like, definitely seems to have the most offensive upside from a catcher so far. Like, 306 over 57 games, 12 home runs, 390 on base percentage. He just seems like a really good athlete for a catcher, and he has a pretty swing. I've seen a couple of his home runs. They're impressive. Corbin Carroll. I don't love Corbin Carroll at 20 just because he can't stay healthy. As a D-backs fan, I don't love him at 20. I think I would have him in my top 50, but he got hurt. He got hurt this year, and he seemed to be breaking out like no one's business before he got hurt too. He had a good first year. He had a really good second year in 2019. Or no, this is the same year. My bad. He had a really good first year. He had a really solid first year. Didn't have a lot of power, but he got on base a lot, stole a lot of bases. Last year, he only played 7 games, and he was killing it. 435 batting average, 552 on base percentage. He had 2 home runs already in 7 games, which I was shocked upon. He's just a freaky athlete that could potentially be one of the best. Like, his skill set, he could be one of the best leadoff hitters in MLB. Like, that's the skill set he has. We'll see. I really hope he pans out. I always have low expectations for D-backs prospects, but I won't have him at 20 yet, just because he did lose some time with his injury this year, only playing 7 games. Like, he didn't play. Open Cartaya can play some outfield and first base this year. It is weird sometimes, right? Like, some prospects, you're like, yes, he plays catcher, but I would love if he could play a different position just so they can get him to the pros faster, or like have a spot for him when he does get there. Because, like, I mean, Will Smith's there at the Dodgers. Like, Will Smith's not going anywhere. Like, I agree. I felt that way about Pavin Smith when they drafted him in 2017 when Paul Goldschmidt was still on the team. And I was like, I love Pavin Smith, but he's never going to have a place to go. And then they traded Goldschmidt. I'm like, come on. Come on. All right. What are we talking about? Tristan Casas. Love Tristan Casas. One of my favorite prospects. He has stupid power. Look up at some of his home runs this year. Like, he definitely hit a 500-foot home run this year. It was absurd. But he still hasn't completely found his in-game power. Like, it's weird to say that, even though he hit like a 500-foot home run, but like consistent power. And I will say he only played 77 games this year because he was in the Olympics. And he did okay in the Olympics. I think he hit 2 home runs, but I think he only hit like 230 or something. like 250. But he did hit a couple home runs in the Olympics. But, I mean, he did good. Like, over the 77 games, he hit 284 with a 395 on base percentage. He walked 49 times in those 77 games. The only thing I don't, like, I want to see more from him is the more consistent power. Like, 13 home runs. Like, someone with Casas's power, I would expect, like, I could see him hit 25 home runs in 77 games. Like, that's how much power he has. And he's giant. He's like 6'4", 250. Like, he is a massive human. Noelvi Marte at 18. I don't hate it. I don't absolutely love it. I probably have him. 18's probably fine. 18's probably fine for me. He's really good. He's a really good player. I just want to see his hitting ability improve a little bit because he has the power. It's just like, I don't know. He's a really raw player that needs fine tuning, in my opinion. He's 19. He's still young. He hit 271 in low A this year. This is low A, so this is why I have this opinion of him for now. 271, 17 home runs was just crazy. 368 on base percentage, which is pretty good. It's not that bad, but I would like to see it higher in low A. But with Noelvi Marte, he's not a great defender. He's not. I think he's going to end up being a second baseman. He's not a great shortstop. He makes a lot of errors, which can be fixed. But he makes a lot of errors. But he struck out 106 times in 99 games in low A. I don't love that. I don't love it. But he's raw. He's extremely raw with some fine tuning. Like, he could be the next big thing. Like, for sure. Like, he has all the talent in the world. And another shortstop right next to him, Marco Luciano. I like the ranking. I can't wait to remake my list because I don't know where I'm going to put Luciano. Because I'm very, like, I still love him to death, but I hate how he performed in high A. And, like, as you see here, like, this I love for someone as raw as Marco Luciano is. At 19 years old, hitting 280 in low A with 18 home runs and 373 on base percentage, 930 OPS at 19 years old. Like, I like that. And it is low A, but I like it. But when he went up to high A at 217 with only one home run and a 283 on base percentage, like, that scares me a little bit. And I didn't expect that. I expected him to keep getting better. And, like, he started off slow in low A too. So, like, first, like, 10, 15 games were, like, pretty slow. And then he, like, went beast mode. And I was expecting that when he went to high A, but he didn't get there. But I still like everything about Luciano. I think he has a good swing. I think he has just freaky tools. He needs to develop plate discipline. Like, he needs to. Luciano going to move to third. I can see that. He's got a crazy arm. I think Luciano could definitely stay at shortstop. He does cover a lot of ground. He has a really good arm. I remember in spring training last year, people were, like, raving about, like, he hit like shit in spring training, but they were like, wow, this dude played really good defense, which they weren't really expecting in spring training. I know he can have flaws. Brendan Davis. I like Brendan Davis a lot. Arizona boy. He's at 16. He's good. He's a really good baseball player, and he won the Future Stars MVP at 2 home runs in that game. He's just super solid. I would like to see his batting average go up a little bit. And I think it's there. He's actually missed a good amount of time to injuries, but I mean, he did really well this year. Let's pull up his combined numbers because a lot of his time was between AA and AAA, which I'm fine combining. Over 99 games this year, hit 260, 375 on base percentage, 869 OPS. We had 19 home runs. He hit 19 home runs in just under 100 games, and he still has so much room to grow. His body is not fully developed. I just struck out a lot. That's like the one red flag for sure. 118 strikeouts, but the dude's good. The dude is really good. He has that it factor. If he pans out, he's gonna blow up. Especially being a Cub. Like, he is that prospect to look forward to. Marcelo Meyer at 15. If I could cuss, I would. And it would be the F word. I hate him at 15. How is he that high on this list? He just got drafted. Like, and he's a high schooler. No. Like, no. I'm not saying he's not going to be good, but he's not top 15 yet. Like, get out of here. I'd have him in, like, maybe my top 50. Like, I am very, like, I hold back on ranking high schoolers myself until they prove themselves. And I mean, he played 26 games, but he didn't prove himself in those 26 games, really. He did fine. Like 275, 377 on base percentage, 3 home runs. I do like the 3 home runs, but like, get out of here. Nick York, way ahead of Marcelo Meyer, in my opinion, right now. Like, and I don't even hate Meyer. I hope he balls out. I like his swing. I think he does have the skill set. I just think people are way too high on him right now. Like, that is it. Maybe this year he proves me wrong, and I will put him in at 15 myself, but he has to prove it first. Like, that's ridiculous. Breaking ball was not Lucci's friend last year. I agree. And that's crazy sometimes. Like, that's all it takes. Like, I was similar when I played. Obviously, not like anything to brag about, but like, I ate fastballs for breakfast, but couldn't hit a changeup. But yeah, hopefully Luciano can get a coach that teaches him how to hit off speed, because he will be set if he does learn that. O'Neal Cruz at 14 is insanity. I am sorry. I'm an O'Neal Cruz fan. I'm an O'Neal Cruz collector. I like O'Neal Cruz. He is not a top 15 prospect. I'm sorry. He has the skill set to be very good, but no. So I'll focus on his season in Altoona in Double-A. He hit 292. He had 12 home runs. He only had a 346 on base percentage and an 882 OPS. He is a gigantic kid. He's a 6'7" shortstop, which is amazing to watch. Like, it's hilarious. And he has a really good swing and a ton of power. But he doesn't have the plate discipline to be a top 15. He just doesn't. Dude walked 20 times in 62 games, which actually isn't that bad when you hear it out loud. But I just, no. I would have him in my top 50, but like, no, not top 15. I'm sorry if there's any Pittsburgh fans here. I was shocked to see him at 14. I just, no. Francisco Alvarez at 13, I also agree is too high. A lot of people love Francisco Alvarez, and he is young, so he does have that to his advantage, and he killed it in low A at the start of the season. 417, 567 on base percentage, 2 home runs. Absolutely killed it in 2021 in low A to start off the year. And then they moved him to high A, and he got a little bit more realistic. The power is there, though. 100% the pop's there. 247 batting average, 351 on base percentage, which isn't bad, especially because he's a catcher. 22 home runs is awesome. Absolutely has the power. He has a good swing. He has everything there. So I get why people are ranking him high. I'm not as high as some people, but he is young. I think I had him like top 25, but I didn't have him top 15. I do like Francisco Alvarez. I'm just not there yet, just because of the like batting average drop off and like on base percentage drop off once he was in high A. George Kirby at 12, I think is high. I don't know. It's hard. Again, it's hard to make a list with pitchers and hitters in it. It's just difficult. He's a very good pitcher, though. Like, very good pitcher. He did well this year. I didn't pitch that much, though. So that's why I think I was surprised, because he really didn't throw that many innings. He only had 67 innings this year. He had about 79 strikeouts. Like, he's good. He's definitely good. I don't know if I've had him at 12, though. Like, that's really high. And it's not like his strikeout rate is crazy. Like, it's not Cade Cavalli. It's not Grayson Rodriguez numbers. And this is why I do not use Baseball America for my baseball hobby prospecting. What's up, Sacktown? If I haven't said hi to you, hello, everyone I have not said hi to yet. I appreciate everyone that has come in. We're having fun with this. This is a good time. And then at the end of this, after I finish this list, I think I'm going to end the stream and then restart and then just chat it up with you guys. So just so it gets uploaded to my YouTube channel. All right, number 11, Keibert Ruiz. I don't consider Keibert Ruiz a prospect anymore, personally. He's going to be on the team next year. He played 29 games in the major leagues last year. He's good. I don't hate Keibert Ruiz. I don't hate anything about him. I just don't consider him a prospect anymore. I don't think I would have him at 11. I think that's pretty dang high. He's a good offensive catcher, though. He is a good offensive catcher. I don't consider him a prospect anymore. All right, this is where it's going to get interesting. The top 10 consensus is typically pretty similar all around. It's just kind of mix and match. But we have Anthony Volpe at 10, and I get it. I completely get it. He balled out this year, arguably one of the better players in the major league or minor leagues this season. And it was awesome to see because he sucked when he got drafted. He was the first round draft pick for the Yankees in 2019, but he sucked his first year in rookie ball. So it was like, oh man, what the heck? And this is actually someone that me and my friend Dan were talking about. Like, dude, we should buy Volpe. Like, the Yankees are really good at drafting, and we just didn't do it for whatever reason. Like, I remember you could pick up his Bowman Chrome Auto for like $60 before the season. Something cheap, maybe even like 40. And then he just went crazy. Like, absolutely insane. 20 years old, so he's still young. Low A, 302 with 12 home runs, 455 on base percentage, and almost 1,100 OPS. Moves up to high A, doesn't slow down all that much. 286 batting average, 15 home runs, 391 on base percentage, 977 OPS. Just like absolutely dominated this year. He did strike out a good amount, but like it seems like everyone strikes out a lot this year. I love that he stole some bases too. So what is that? 33 stolen bases. Like, he's a good player. He is, and he hit a walk-off home run this year. He had a lot of big hits for Tampa. He's a good prospect. I get why he's at 10. And for my wife's sake, being a Yankees fan, I hope he pans out. That is a shocker right there. That is a shocker. We'll get to it, though. C.J. Abrams at 9, and I love C.J. Abrams. I'm not sure where I would rank him right now. I love C.J. Abrams, but I hate that he missed an entire year. It sucks. Although I do not like this list much, I do love your breakdown of all these guys. Thank you, Dwayne. That's why I wanted to do it, and that's why I wanted to go live, so it could be like a longer video, because I just feel like I rush a lot of the time when I do make a video, and it ends up being like an hour-long video, and it's like, who wants to click a YouTube video that's an hour long? I know some people do, but like for me, I don't have a job where I can watch YouTube and work at the same time anymore. Volpe's possible position change scares me a bit if the Yankees sign Correa. I agree. I'm curious if the Yankees are going to sign a shortstop this offseason. I'm very curious. Ruiz is going to be a star someday when he starts every game. I do think he has a really good offensive upside. I think people like Davis's plate approach and defense. I agree. His defense is really good too, Brennan Davis. All right. Anyway, C.J. Abrams, number 9 on the list. C.J. Abrams is really good. I think he's one of the best hitters in the minor leagues. He just has a little bit of everything. His rookie year, rookie ball season showed that when he first got drafted at 18, he hit 400. And then in 2019, he didn't play a lot. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading this completely wrong. So he got moved up for 2 games in his first year. Anyways, canceled season because of COVID. 2021 comes around, and he was doing C.J. Abrams things. He actually started off a little slower than I thought, because in spring training leading up to 2021, I think he hit like 4 home runs in spring training. He balled out, and one of them was a grand slam. They were all opposite field home runs. I was like, who the heck is this dude? C.J. Abrams stock, jump into the ceiling. He was balling out in spring training, and then he started off a little slow when the season started. I don't know what happened, but he ended up doing what he's going to do his whole career probably. 296 with a 363 on base percentage. I'd like to see that higher, but again, he struggled a little bit, and maybe, I don't know why, but he started off slow, but he stole 13 bags in those 42 games, and then literally in the 9th inning, someone slid into him to break up a double play and broke his femur or tibia. I think it's tibia. Femur is the thigh bone, right? Yeah, but I think he's a really good player. I hate that he missed time, because I thought next year he would be up, but now I don't think he's going to be up next year. Maybe towards the end of the year next year, but missing it pretty much a lot of time. He pretty much only played a third of a season. It sucks. I think he's really good though. The only thing is I don't think he's ever going to be a huge power guy. I see him as I could see him hit 320 with just what he projects to me. I can see him hit 320, be an insane leadoff hitter or a 2-hole hitter for that Padres lineup, steal 50 bags, and play good defense, and I think he's a stud. And if he ever hits 25 home runs, he could win MVP. That's his projection. He just doesn't have a lot of power, which I thought changed because he hit 4 home runs in spring training or something crazy. Anyways, Shane Baz at number 8 is absurd, but I get it. Shane Baz is super good. He's super good. You can't argue how good he is. He's super good, but 8? I don't know. He's awesome though. He got brought up and he did well too. He only had 3 starts, but 2.02 ERA when he was up there. But 10 starts at AAA, 1.76. K rates are solid. 32 innings, 49 strikeouts, 46 innings, 64 strikeouts. Like, the dude's good. I really like Shane Baz, but that's a high ranking. I mean, he definitely could ball out. Like, he could be the next huge pitcher in the major leagues, especially in the Rays organization. I think 8's high, and I honestly, I would probably not rank him anymore just because I don't think he's ever going back to the minor leagues, but I mean, he's good enough to be in that spot. I hate lists with pitchers and hitters because I would have these two as my number 1 and 2 if I was ranking Shane Baz. It would go Grayson Rodriguez and then Shane Baz. I would agree. I just don't think I would have either of them in my top 10 overall. Number 7, Gabriel Moreno. This is really high, but this is definitely my number 1 catching prospect, in my opinion. I love Gabriel Moreno and what he's done, but again, he got hurt. He's another guy this year that, like, he was going crazy and then got hurt. Like, he's been good his whole time in the minor leagues too. Like, his combined numbers: 308, 358 on base percentage, 24 home runs. Like, and then this year, like 2021, he was hurt, came into rookie ball, only played 2 games. He dominated, moved them up straight to Double-A, and they're like, all right, get out of here. 32 games, 373 batting average, 441 on base percentage, 8 home runs in those 32 games. Like, absolutely was unstoppable. Then got hurt, and then they moved him to AAA. And I mean, 3 games, can't really consider anything, but those numbers he had in Double-A, 1100 OPS, is just silly. Straight up silly. I get the hype. He's only 21 as well, so, like, I get it. I think it's high though. Just because he got hurt, you didn't get to see a full season. I mean, who knows? Maybe he could have been terrible like the last 70 games of the season. But I wouldn't have him that high, but I would definitely have him in my top 30 probably. Grayson Rodriguez. I mean, I can't say anything bad about this dude. He's been my favorite player since his 2019 season. This is when I bought his Bowman Chrome Auto in 2019. I was just like going through prospects. Like, what I do is, like, once a year, like after all the Bowman products come out, I like, especially draft, I'll like wait a couple months till all the hype dies down, and I just go through every single team that has autos, and I just look up the player and be like, yeah, maybe this guy will be good. Maybe this guy will be good. Grayson Rodriguez, that's when that happened for me. 2019, I looked at his season. I was like, wow, 2.68 ERA. That's solid. 20 starts. Okay. 94 innings, like that. And then I saw 129 strikeouts. I was like, what? Okay. Sign me up for this dude. And I mean, he keeps getting better. Like, look at this. So this year, he started in high A for no reason, dominated. Absolutely could not get hit. Then he goes to Double-A in Bowie. 2.6 ERA over 18 starts, 79 innings, 121 strikeouts. The dude is filthy. Look at his strikeout numbers per 9. 15 at high A and then 13 and a half at Double-A. Just, he's silly. He's the number 1 pitching prospect. There's not much to talk about other than that. Absolutely love it. We got 112 people in here. Is that real? Yo, I did not expect that. That's awesome. D Porter, what up? What's up, everyone? If I have not said hi yet, I appreciate you all. Oh, Sadie Family Cards, what's up? They need to move Gleyber back to second. He's lost all of his confidence being at shortstop. Dude, that might be the move. He just needs something to click, that's for sure. I still a believer in Gleyber. He's super young. All right. Number 5, Spencer Torkelson. I'm not mad about this at all. I would have Torque in my top 5. He is a special type of hitter. I watched him in college. I used to go to the ASU games just to watch Spencer Torkelson. He is that good. He's only 21, so he's not like an old college player. They threw him straight. Well, they threw him to high A real quick. They threw him in high A, which I thought was smart. Put him in high A, get his confidence up. He actually started off kind of slow, but got his confidence up, and then immediately moved him to Double-A, gave him 50 games in Double-A. And I was actually surprised to see him get moved to Triple-A. I thought he was going to stay in Double-A the rest of the year. But in Double-A, and we'll kind of talk both, but I'll just pull up his combined stats because it's like 90 games, 50 and 40. But he just really good first year, like super good first year in pro baseball. 121 games, 30 home runs. He only hit 267, so batting average is lower than I expected, but 383 on base percentage, 935 OPS, pretty much getting thrown to the wolves. Like, yes, he was the best college hitter in the country, but like moving up to AA and AAA that quickly, hitting wood bat, like that's a huge jump. Like you're set. That's for most people, you're set up for failure, and this dude hit 30 home runs. Like, come on, absolutely ridiculous. Like he has a chance to be one of the best offensive players in all of baseball if he's able to figure it out. Plate discipline is next level too. Like watching him in college, I know it's college, it's a little lower level than professional baseball, but like I've seen this dude swing at one bad pitch in probably 20 games I watched him live. Like he never chases bad pitches. And it just shows that he hit 30 home runs. If you miss a pitch to him, he's going to kill it. Dodgers are stacked. Yeah, they're always stacked. Try being a D-backs fan. You will know all the time the Dodgers are stacked. It's the worst. All right, Riley Green. This is surprising to me. I would not rank Riley Green over Torkelson. I would have Riley Green in my top 10, no doubt. One of my favorite prospects. He was probably my favorite prospect before Tork got drafted because ASU boy. Love Riley Green. He's so good at everything. His defense is so underrated. This dude's a Gold Glover tomorrow if he gets brought up. He's so good defensively, but he's really good offensively too. Let me pull up Riley Green also, and we'll focus on his AA season. Why not? So in AA, 84 games, 298 batting average, 16 home runs, 381 on base percentage. Love it. Struck out a good amount. I will say he does swing hard. He swings really freaking hard. So I get why he struck out so much, but he stole 12 bags as well. He does a lot of things. Like he's a 5-tool player. Absolutely 5-tool player. Riley Green. He is, what was he? He was the 5th overall pick in the 2019 draft. It was Bobby Witt and then him for the high school bats that were drafted. Like, he's so good. Like, and then he got moved up to AAA and he did really well. Over 40 games, he hit 308. So combined in 124 games, this dude hit 301, 387 on base percentage, 921 OPS, and 24 home runs. Like, Riley Green is special. He is so good. I love his defense too. Like, absolutely love his defense. Like, it's so underrated, I think. It's so good. I'm glad they ranked it a 60. Like I remember in spring training or like, no. It was during the pandemic when they had like the inter squad games. Like he robbed a home run. He made some crazy diving plays this year too. Like I love 5-tool players and Riley Green's a 5-tool player. All right, we're getting into the top 3 here. And these top 3 don't surprise me at all. Bobby Witt Jr. at number 3. This is how I would rank the top 3 right now. Right now, this is how I would rank the top 3. But Bobby Witt Jr., jumping into Bobby Witt Jr., I think he's the most like uncertain about his future for a couple reasons. Like, I don't look at Bobby Witt Jr. I'm like, this dude is like gonna be a Hall of Famer. Like, I look at Julio Rodriguez and Adley. Like, I could see Bobby Witt Jr. struggle a little bit. I can, and there's a couple things that we'll talk about, but I do think he's freaky good, obviously. Anyways, 21 years old, so he's a little bit older from being a high school draft pick, but he's still only 21. He's going to probably debut next year at 22, which I should say he will, unless the season doesn't happen, which I will be so salty if there's not a season. I think they said there's still going to be a minor league season, though, if the major league season was to get canceled, which would be very bittersweet. But anyways, we'll pull up his numbers too because he was pretty split between AA and AAA. And I don't know what they do in that Kansas City Royals. Oops, not your dad. But what they do in that organization. But they rake in AA and AAA over there. But over 123 games between AA and AAA, 290, love it. 361 on base percentage, would like it to be a little bit higher. But a 936 OPS, super solid. 33 home runs. Blew me out of the water. I knew he had the power, but I never in my life saw him hitting 33 home runs in the minor leagues. Like, absolutely absurd. Love it. 29 stolen bases on top of that. Like, he has it all. He was like I think they said when he was drafted, he was the highest rated high schooler as far as like scouting grades, like of all time. Like, so he has everything. He's so good. And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is. It's like a mental block where I'm just like, I wish he had a 400 on base percentage to show that like his plate discipline is next level and that he didn't strike out 131 times. Like, that's the only thing that scares me. But I would still rank him number 3 behind Adley and Julio Rodriguez. Like he's that good. So I don't know. It's like a thing in the back of my head where it's like he could not pan out, but I really hope he does. It sucks that he's in Kansas City also. Like I hope he balls out there, and if there's any Royals fans in here, like that's sick. But as far as his hobby hype, like that sucks. Awesome player though. So good at everything. Another 5-tool player for sure. J-Rod Julio Rodriguez, everyone. Man. Wit is a better version of Story. I like it. I actually like that comparison. I do. Yeah, that's a really good comparison. Trevor Story's a stud. But Dez have some holes every once in a while. When he's on, he's arguably the best player in the freaking world. We better have a season this year. I agree. Cora, I will have to get back to you on that. That is a question and a half. 3,500 Bowman first. Wow. All right, Julio Rodriguez. Let's finish out this list really quick, and then we'll just have a conversation. I'm not including this list. So Julio Rodriguez at number 2 is absurd. Absolutely ridiculous, everyone. Julio Rodriguez is so good. He's so good. He's 6'3", 205, huge frame, and he's never done bad. Over his 217 games in the minor leagues, 331, 30 home runs, 412 on base percentage, 955 OPS. Like, he started off in high A for no reason. I don't know. That was like a slap in the face to Julio Rodriguez, in my opinion, because he did really well in spring training, and they started him in high A. Dominates at high A, hits 325, 6 home runs, 410 on base percentage, 992 OPS, plays in the Olympics, does really well in the Olympics, hits like 2 home runs, I think he hit like 3-something, like 320 or something in the Olympics as well. Did really well over there. Comes back to Double A and just does Julio Rodriguez things. 362, 7 home runs, 461 on base percentage, 1,000 OPS, 16 stolen bases, like a dream. I hope he hits his ceiling, because if he hits his ceiling, Julio Rodriguez will be the best player in the MLB. That is his ceiling. Again, it's hard to hit that ceiling, but that is Julio Rodriguez's ceiling. He is that good. And like, mic drop. Like, he is that good. That's his ceiling. He's that good. And then Adley Rutschman, who I would have, this is the exact order I would have my top 3. And it's hard to not put Julio at number 1, but I put Adley at number 1 because his defense is elite and he's so good offensively. I think he's going to plug into the MLB the best. So that's why I would rank him number 1 myself. But like literally interchangeable. But this year, Double A, he gets moved straight to Double A. He did rookie ball, high A, low A last year, and then he did well in Bowie. He did well, 271 batting average, which I would like to see a little bit higher with how good of a hitter I do believe he is. But he hit 18 home runs. This is someone that was like, Adley Rutschman doesn't have power, not consistent power, bruh. I think he proved everyone wrong this year with that. And then he had 392 on base percentage. I will say he slumped. He had a huge slump because he had about a 450 on base percentage for the longest time. And he had about like 2-3 weeks where he just like didn't get on base. So he had, like, literally those numbers would be so much higher if he just didn't have that one slump. Oops, why am I going to his game log? But combined in his 2021 year, 285, 397 on base percentage, 900 OPS, 23 home runs. And guys, he calls a stupid good game. Like, he is such a good defender, and his ability to call a game is absurd. I just cannot wait to see him in the pros. I just think he's so good at everything. But no, look at this. This is what I was going to show you. So from the left side, he definitely has a little bit of work to do. He hits for power from the left side. Oh no, I want splits. I don't want game logs. I want splits. They're down. My bad. But look at his splits. Right-handed. Okay, right here. Versus left-handed pitcher as a right-handed batter. Look at this year. 84 games, 165 plate appearances. So that's pretty good. That's like a good sample size. Look at what this man's did this year. 350 batting average, 439 on base percentage, 1060 OPS, and 7 home runs from the right side. This dude in the right-handed batter's box is impossible to get out. He's so good as a righty, and if he can improve from the left side, which I think he will, like, so good. So good. His plate discipline is the best in the minor leagues, in my opinion. He walks so much. 80 walks this year. And what he did at Oregon State was just silly. It was crazy. I just think he's the best plug-and-play player right now. I just do. I just think he's ready. I think he's ready. I cannot wait to see him in Baltimore playing for the Orioles every single day. Yeah, that's it. All right, so this is what's going to happen, everyone. I am going to end this stream. I'm going to do a little outro. And then I'm going to restart my stream. And then we're just going to talk. So please don't go anywhere, and we will just talk it up. Wyatt with the $5. Thank you. But this is already like a 2-hour video, so it's going to go straight to my YouTube channel. I don't want it to be any longer than that. So I'm going to do a little outro here. So if you guys are watching this, not on the live, you're watching it on my YouTube channel, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching if you're in my live as well. If you guys like this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments what you think of the top 100. Baseball America's top 100, I think, is absurd. There's so many crazy predictions and bold statements on this list. I did my best to break them all down for you all. So let me know in the comments what you thought. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day. See ya. Wait, Rick says don't end it. Can you edit it, Rick? Or what? I'm not going to end it. Wyatt with the $5. There's no comps on a Blue Beatty BCA. Any idea of fair price for it? Bowman Chrome Auto. You want the blue one? Like the color match? Doesn't matter how long it goes. Well, I don't want like a 3-hour video on my channel. Like, no one's gonna click a 3-hour video. That's my only worry, Rick. Can you edit it down once it goes to YouTube? No, but people will watch it either way. All right, that's fine. I trust Rick. Rick's my twin brother, everyone, and he is the YouTube king. He knows everything about the algorithm. J-Rod plate approach reminds me a lot of Soto. Yeah, ridiculous. That's like the closest comparison, I think, right now. The most realistic comparison to Julio Rodriguez is Juan Soto. Like, ridiculous. I think Julio did get bored in the minors at the end, but yes, Soto light plate approach is spot on. I agree. Julio Rodriguez he's disgusting. There's like literally no weaknesses. He's so good. Everyone says stop and reset. All right, everyone. I'm going to stop and reset. Don't go anywhere. I'm literally going to stop it and then start it.